Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show. You may have seen her in Morocco, New York City, Los Angeles, California, Detroit, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the background singers for Mickey Howard and the late, great Gerald Levert. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, the beautiful, the wonderful, the spectacular, Miss Coco McMillan.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show. I am so excited to be here this evening. I'm so happy that you decided to join me on this live broadcast. We have a great show lined up for you today. I am so excited about our guest today. The Coco McMillan Show. This is a show that is designed for you. A platform set up for entertainers, for musicians, for singers, if you work backstage, for managers, for producers, also business owners. If you want to, if you're starting up your business, if you want to have some type of exposure, make sure you see me about it. Also, social media gurus, mental and physical health experts. All of those people will be on this show. So I'm excited about it because you can be a part of it. So make sure you contact me at cocomcmillanmusic@gmail.com. Again, it's cocomcmillanmusic@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Facebook at Coco McMillan 7, also on Instagram at Coco McMillan Music. You guys, let me tell you something. I am so excited about what's getting ready to happen, not only for me, but for you, because the best is yet to come. We've been having some extraordinary guests on the show for the last couple of weeks. We've had In Front, that is the former background singers for Gerald Levert, which I'm a part of. My girls, we had them. We had the Cocoa Puffs, which were my former background singers as well. We've had Aaron McCoy, one of the greatest saxophone players I know. We've had Cynthia Jones and Kim Person. We've had Tevin Harris and Melvin Griffin. We've had Keith Wonderboy Johnson, which he'll be coming back another time as well. We have had some extraordinary guests, and they've really been giving some helpful information to you. So we want to make sure that you get this information. So if you're tuning in, watching right now, please text somebody and let them know that you're getting ready to spend the next hour with me and my special guest, Pastor Rodney Johnson. He is an extraordinary man of God. I can't stop talking about him. He was on my birthday celebration last week, and between him and my pastor, I mean, we laughed and we cried because it was so funny. So he is with me today, Pastor Johnson. How are you?
Well, first of all,
Uh-oh.
that was a tremendous buildup of the multitude of people who have been on this show before me. That set the standard high. But I want you to know that no matter how many names she rang out, tonight is my night. It's all about what we're going to talk about.
That's right.
Johnson and In Front and Cocoa Puffs. But you didn't tell them when you used to work with me, they used to call me Chocolate No Tone. Chocolate No Tone. Because I could mess up the tone. Boy, I look good for 55. I'm just looking at myself. I'm thinking like, man, this dude right here, boy, God has blessed and preserved me. This is some fine genetics right here. That's right, 55 double nickels.
I told you guys, I told you to get your box of tissue because we're just getting started. This is how I met this young man. Okay, Pastor Johnson, I met him. Has it been how long now?
Coco, you know what? I was thinking I should go find the date, but I know it's been 20 years. I know it's been 20 years because I started that tour like in 2000, 2001. So it's been a good, if nothing else, 18.
18 years. So, okay, do you want to tell the story or do you want me to tell the story?
Well, I'd like for you to tell the story and then let me come behind you with my version of the story. Oh,
Okay.
You know what? Let me set the story up and then you can fill in.
Okay.
Because I know what she gonna say. So let me just tell y'all this. Everywhere I would go, people would say, "Hey, I'm this. I'm an actor. I'm a singer." And after a while, it becomes the same thing. People in their mind think they are, I don't know, whatever's in their mind. And when you travel a lot, you meet a lot of people. So I would always meet people that say they can sing. Now listen, I'm not a singer, but I can carry a tune. If you put me in my note, I can stay there. So I can hear it. My mother could harmonize. My sister, 3-part harmony. They could do it. I never could, I couldn't do it. So I could hear it. So people would say they could do this and they wanted to get on my tour and everything. And I was always looking for a singer to fill between myself and the other comedian. I thought it'd be a nice little show. You have 2 comedians and a singer, and it worked. Everything was working. And so every time I would go somewhere, somebody said, "Hey, I was good. I can do this. I can do this." And if you can't out sing me, you can't work with me. That's all I got to say. And so I'm at the show in Raleigh, North Carolina, and there's 2 singers on the show. It was Coco, and I do not know who the other singer was. And she told me the same thing. "Hey, I'm a singer. I would love to get on the show with you. And if you can find an opportunity." I said, "Sure." She go out there. Listen, I don't know what note she hit, but I went downstairs. I said, "All right." So then when I saw Coco, she said, "I'm a singer." Now I had just experienced the other singer, so I'm not inclined to really listen or give it too much credibility. So I kind of blew her off because the other girl had set the stage, and you know how it is. If somebody, I'm like, whatever. So I go down to my dressing room. I'm in my dressing room because I'm the headliner. My name is on the marquee.
Right.
I'm in my dressing room, and they got a speaker in the dressing room. And as I'm sitting there waiting for my time to go do what I do, I heard, "There's a leak in this soul." And then all of a sudden, I heard people stomping. Boom, boom, boom. Then I ran upstairs. I was standing on the side of the stage. And you know how it is when they get good to you. You kind of do something like this.
Right.
The other guy was standing next to me, the other comedian. I said, yo, this old, she old, this girl, this girl. Then you finished the show. And you walked off the stage, they was applauding, standing up and doing all that other stuff. And I said, "Hey girl, hey, I'm gonna," and you went right past me. Said, yeah, bro, I gotta go now. I'll see you the next time. I said, no, give me your number, I'm gonna call you. No, you good. You said, yeah, I know. Yeah, here's my number. Yeah, you gonna call me like everybody else called. And you kept going right out the door. As soon as I got a chance to call you, I said, and the other girl that used to tour with me, I think she probably wondered what happened. I never called her again. After she sang "There's a leak in this old building," it was a wrap for the brother. That was it for me.
That is so true. It was me and my girlfriend Tracy, my hairdresser. And when you said that, you was like, hey girl, let me get your number, because I was like, whatever. We left and went to a game. I was like, nah, because you dissed me before. It's like, But I remember when I did call you, when we did speak, one thing that you said to me that have stuck with me these 20 years. You said, "Coco, if I'm ever working, anything that I'm doing, you're going to be a part of it." And here it is, 20 years later, we have traveled the world, singing and doing your stand-up comedian. And I didn't even, so this is the pastor of ASOL Community Church, but he's also a comedian, if y'all don't know that by now. So all these years, I mean, how do you do it? How do you be a pastor and a comedian?
Well, the comedy was always in me. It's something that that's a gift. I remember growing up in Baltimore, there were so many talented people that never left the community, that could do certain things. Like every community had a guy, they said, one-on-one with Michael Jordan, this guy right here would beat Michael Jordan, but he never got there. And so I always knew I was funny, but I didn't know, I thought I was going to play pro football like every other kid in my neighborhood. Until I got to Central State University, and that defensive back took his forearm to my chin, and I made that back the wrong way. I said, "Whoa, this ain't my calling." But funny was I was a class clown, and I'm so thankful that when the door opened for me to realize that there was opportunity to pursue this, I wasn't afraid to jump out there and see where my talent was going to take me, because I realized the sports was not it. I was not going to be the I thought I was. And one thing you should never do is lie to yourself.
That's right. That's right. Because that won't turn out too good.
No. So
Where do
that
you
was
think you
the
got it
beginning.
from? Do you think you got it from your mom or your dad, or it was just a natural gifted?
It was definitely, I believe the comedy probably came from my dad's side of the family. You know how we all have families and we have different characteristics in our family.
Right.
And my father's side of the family, though they lived their life. They didn't put on no airs. They were who they were. They were who they were. And my grandmother, if you was funky, she just told you. She didn't have feelings. You know, she would just look at you. You be in front of people. Hey, you need to go take a bath. And you probably didn't take one last night. And then while you trying to pick up your pride, she's still talking about it. Nobody should smell like that. And it was nothing. It was just comedic. My father, my aunt, and my uncle. So it was just. Yeah. I realized that talent, arts and talent was us. That was that side of the family. We were
right.
That were talented, gifted in writing and speaking and performing and singing and dancing and instruments. So I just naturally gravitated to that, because the sound of laughter is infectious.
Yes, it is.
Do that in the face of adversity.
That's right. That's right. So walk us through your from your teenager years up to college and with your career. Walk us through your career.
Well, okay, so in high school, every year you go to see the guidance counselor, and they ask you, what do you plan on doing when you graduate? So her name was Miss Addison. Never forget it. She said, so Rodney, what are you going to do when you graduate? I said, I'm going to play pro football. She said, well, what if you don't make it? I said, come on, Miss Addison. What do you mean, what if I don't make it? I don't make it in my mind. I don't believe in failure. I'm going to make it. So
right.
10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, same thing. What are you going to do when you graduate? I'm going to play pro football. And I had a couple little offers, but I wanted to go to Central State because my friend Marlon Jones had gone to Central State. And so here it is. I'm on the first Baltimore County All-Star team. I believe I am destined for the NFL, okay?
Right.
Now, you get to college, you have to do what they call summer camp, where it's 2 days. And you start doing stuff. You bench and you run and you do all those things. And so I'm a wide receiver, right? So we're doing the 40. This was my first indicator that I chose the wrong path. Here's my first indicator. We're doing the 40-yard dash. The first guy go, oh wow, hey young fella, you good. 4.45. Okay, I like that speed. Next guy, okay, 4.5. We can work with you. My buddy Wendell Counters, he gets up. Man, I got 4.23. What you got? I got 4.23 too. Young fella, okay, we like you. Okay, my turn. Bam, bam, bam. Hey, coach, what'd I get? You don't want to know. Well, coach, what'd I get? Hey, son, you a wide receiver. You ran a 4.75. We got line that run fast in a 4.75. So that was my first indicator. My second indicator, we do bar dips. You get on the end of the bar, you do bar dips. So my buddies up there, they're doing the bar dips. They get like 25, 26, 27. They come on, man, give me 2 more. 28, give me 2 more. 29, give me another one. 30, can you give me 1 more? 30, good job. Next guy get up, boom, 31, 32. Okay, fellas, I see you. 34, 35. Yeah, boy, we're gonna have a team this year. These boys coming in shape. I get on the bar dip. 1, 2, get off of that ball. I took the Greyhound bus back to Baltimore. I took it back to Baltimore. I'll never forget it. I was taking the Greyhound from Columbus, Ohio, back to Baltimore. And I said, God, whatever my talent is, I am going to maximize it, because this It's
It's not.
embarrassing. This is humiliating. And the thing about it is my buddy Marlon Jones was a star player. So they just assumed by association, since I
Right.
went to the same school, I had to be, man, the last straw for me, Coco, and this is when I knew it was over for me, was when the quarterback dropped back and threw a ball so hard, so fast, and the spiral was so tight that my chest caught it. When I went back to the huddle, as I exhaled, I could feel the hole he had placed in my chest. And my buddy said, man, that was a good catch. I said, I didn't catch that, man. I just wrapped my body around that ball. And that was it. Went home. I had a child when I was in high school, so I decided to marry my girlfriend from high school, go into the military, be responsible, take care of my child, raise my son, and I did that for 2 years, and her and I really didn't get along, and that's when I realized that child support wasn't so bad. We're gonna part ways at this corner. And did my 3 years in the military, got out of the military to go to the Institute of Electronics in Dallas.
Okay.
And I had a girlfriend at the time, and she said, "You funny, you should be a comic." She took me to a comedy club. I saw 3 comedians perform. In my mind, I was better than all 3 of them. And I said, "I'm gonna do that." And she said, "Well, do it." And I did it, and it's 34 years later. So that's
Wow.
the trajectory from reality. Because I realized, you might have this dream, but to be honest with you, you gotta be able to put something into that dream to make it a reality. And
That's right.
sports wasn't it, but when I found out that I could be funny and get paid, ooh, oh.
Now, was that a challenge for you? Being a comedian and for them to pay you? I mean, was there any challenges about the money?
I'm gonna tell you something. Even to this day, I have never cared about the money. I've always cared about the show.
Good.
Because the money is going to come based upon the ability of you to perform the show or do the show. So don't worry about money. You want the opportunities, because here it is. I was on the Oprah Winfrey show with Sinbad as Sinbad's protege back in like 92. Oprah has 20 million viewers. You know what I ended up getting out of the Oprah Winfrey show? I tell you what I got. The
What?
Children's Miracle Network, Pensacola, Florida, free show, free, no money. It was a set of twins, and they saw me and they said, "He cute. We should bring him to do our Pensacola fundraiser for the Children's Miracle Network." And they flew me down, took care of Smith, but it wasn't no money. But yet I go to LA. I go to LA with Thea Vidal when she first got her show Thea on ABC.
Uh-huh.
We warm up in front of 300 people. The next week, I signed a development deal for Castle Rock Television for my own sitcom,
Wow.
which they end up giving to LL Cool J. In the House was a show written for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And how was that experience? And so you was out in California for how long?
I was out in Los Angeles for 7 years. One thing about Hollywood, and everybody would tell you this, that if you do something well, they will pigeonhole you as that. And so unbeknownst to me, I was doing the warm-up for my friend Thea, but I was good at it. So I kept getting calls to do warm-up. So I did like 20 shows. I did Sinbad's show. I ended up doing In the House, the show that was supposed to be for me. Worked on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for 2 years. I did Moesha. I did
Wow.
Monique show. I did about 16 to 18 different shows, along with I guest starred on a couple shows and some TV things here and there. But again, my focal point, my number one focus was, I don't ever want to work a day job again. I just want to be that funny. I don't care if you don't ever know me. I don't care if people say, "You've been doing 30 years. I ain't never heard of you." I ain't never heard of you. What them know? I tell you what, the last time I got a tax refund was 1988.
I already told you, don't be having me cracking up on this broadcast like this, Pastor.
Hey, Coco, I'm just telling you the truth. It's like we put so much emphasis in the wrong thing. It's like, it's like some guys would go, they would do bad. They say, "Man, they only paying me $100." It don't make a difference. You took the gig.
Right.
You knew it was $100 before you took the microphone. So
Right.
don't come because you had a lackluster show and try to blame it on the money.
Right.
Just do the show. So every time I stepped out on that show, Sinbad is the one who gave me some of the best advice. Some of the best advice. This is my Sinbad story. My aunt had asked me to drive her because everybody who knows me know I like to drive. So she said, "Can you drive me to Atlantic City?" Now I don't do the horoscope. I ain't in the horoscopes, but I read it that morning and it said something spectacular is going to happen. And Sinbad was a guy that I followed. I said, man, I like him. I remember when he first came on Star Search. So I'm taking my aunt to a conference in Atlantic City, and we stand at the Trump Plaza, and Sinbad and Brad Garrett are doing the show that weekend that I'm in town. Okay. So I'm like, oh, the horoscope says something spectacular is going to happen. So boom, I go to the hotel. I got my promo pack like everybody else does back in the day. Got all my pictures in my bio, and I'm in the lobby, and boom, here comes Sinbad. And Sinbad like 6'6", and I like, yo, Sinbad, I'm a comic. I was wondering if I could give you this and something. He go, hey, all right, cool, hey, appreciate it. He take it, and he goes on about his business. So I know this girl, because that's how you make it, baby, when you got that flavor back in the day. Hey, you know,
really?
You know how to talk to the ladies. So I know this girl, and she knows the maitre d' of that particular venue, and he gets us 2 tickets to the show. And so we're back there, and then she said, "You want to meet Sinbad?" I go, "Yeah." And she said, "Okay." So she goes over and talks to Sinbad's manager, who's Mark, who's his brother, and he says, "Look, after the second show, I'll let y'all back." So we watch another show. Second show's over, we go back. People are buzzing around, doing this, that, and the other. I finally beeline to Sinbad. I go, "Hey, Sinbad, how you doing, man? My name's Rodney Johnson. I was wondering if you could tell me what's the key to making it." He said, "Keep working, keep being funny." And then he walked off.
Wow. How did you feel?
Man, I was mad. I was mad. I don't even drink. I went to the bar, had a double something. I called my mother. I'm at the bar, half drunk, calling my mom, telling her, "I met Sinbad. He gonna talk about keep working, keep being funny. Keep working." I said, and I'm telling you, I was mad because he said I sat through 2 shows for him to tell me, keep working, keep being funny. Unbeknownst to me, that's the key.
Yeah.
Because the next year, which is like, I met Sinbad in like 90, the next year is 91. I'm in a comedy competition in Delaware. I don't win, but the lady said, if I ever have a chance to do something for you, I will. The next year, 92, she bringing Sinbad into Delaware at the Grand Opera House. She wants me to open for him. So when I get to the theater, Sinbad is in there, and he says, "Hey, man, you look familiar, and I did your number. Keep working, keep being funny." I walked off. And then that night, I opened for him. I did 4 shows. My first show, I got a standing ovation. And when I walked off this, I had never had a standing ovation. I didn't know what to do. So I walked off like, you know how fast I walk off the stage. That joker turned me around, pushed me back out there. They applauded again. And then when the show was over, he said, "Man, you funny. If I ever can do something for you, I will." And that's how I ended up on the Oprah Winfrey Show. But again, it's working. You got to keep working, and you can't worry about all that other noise, money and who this. And I'm gonna take this gig, because you don't know which gig is going to be the gig that gets you the gig that you need to be in the gig.
That's right.
So you take them.
That's right. And that's a testimony right there. Like, it may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. All
right. May not come when you want them, but it's what? Right on time.
This is Pastor Johnson, everyone. This is Pastor Johnson. But I want to talk about for a few minutes, and we're going to talk about some other things. But I want to talk about friendship. Really quick before we get into, pastoring at the church, but talking about friendship, how important are friends to you? Do you have friends or best friends or people that's important, the mentors in your life?
Yeah, I have a plethora.
A plethora?
A multitude. A cornucopia of extraordinary people. I have a lot of friends. And here's why I say that. Because of all the people that I have come across, I have put them in categories. There are associates, there are acquaintances, and there are friends, and there are best friends, and there are colleagues. So, and I look at all of them, and then I determine their strengths and their weaknesses, and I try to make sure I always stay on the side of the strength. Meaning, none of us are ever going to be 10 out of 10. So I don't want to deal with where your deficiencies are.
Right, right,
So,
right.
so I have friends because people have helped me. I have asked for help, and people have helped me, and I have always wanted to help because I know help is something that we all need to just get over, keep it going. That's
Right.
it. Just because we just need maybe just a little bit of help opens up another avenue. And if you're working and I'm working, we've created a community of work. And
Right.
so, whereas some African Americans have this crabs in the barrel mentality or shut the door once they get in, I don't buy into that, because if
Right.
I shut the door, then when I need help, the door is closed.
That's
So
right.
we need to network together. So I have friends, I have people that have helped me. I was just in Houston with a guy that I met back in 1989 when I went to Oklahoma to do a show, and the promoter didn't show up, and I was in Oklahoma with no money, and this joker took me to his house and fed me, and we're still friends to this day.
Wow.
People that I have met along the road, different people I work with, because we have to care, we have to communicate, we have to talk, we have to share. You can't be isolated. You got to open up, and the more you open up, the more people will be in your life, and that can help you through situations. You can't call me, and you ain't called me in 10 years and say, this is the situation I'm in.
Right.
I mean, you can call me, but don't get upset if I don't respond.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I have friends, I have best friends, I have good friends in the business. I have a whole I don't know. I have a lot of people around me, because the more you share, the more
Yeah.
you affect people, the more people you'll have. And the problem in our community is we don't share. And then when you do share, when the person don't have it, they think you're showing off. And I'm like,
Right.
no, listen, I got mine. I'm trying to show you how to get yours. And
Right.
it's to help you, because what we're supposed to do, every time we are blessed, we're supposed to play it forward to help you. I'm supposed to help you. You're
That's right.
supposed to help me. I'm supposed to ask. You're supposed to ask. You may need, I need. And together, and that's
Right.
why that Jewish community is so powerful, because they stick together.
Stick
Listen,
together.
I tell people all the time, Saturday Night Live is Lauren Michaels' show, who's a Jewish guy. Well,
Uh-huh.
his childhood friends was Brillstein and Gray, which were the guys who managed all the people that were on Saturday Night Live. When Dave Chappelle got his first movie, it's because his manager was Jewish and he was friends with Mel Brooks. So this
Wow.
is not lying. They look out for each other, but we don't do that. We get in the position where we can open the door for each other, and them jokers shut the door. They
That's
shut
right.
the door.
Shut the door.
So I never prescribed to that.
And that's one thing that you taught me. I mean, you are really a mentor to me in all aspects. We can talk about anything and you are an expert on it. But about the friendship, you taught me about, friendship, and you said, Coco, you have to surround yourself around good people and the people that can advance you, to help you. You can't be around people that can't help you or that's jealous of you. You need to be around people to help you grow. If they could do this, that's good. And you also, I remember when I came to Atlanta and we had a bad storm. It was a bad storm. Remember when they shut down and I
Right.
couldn't, and I stayed at your house for a week? You wasn't there.
10 days.
Oh, I'm sorry. 10 days. It was me and your wife, Jeanette Johnson. I love her to death. Your sister, Robin, and Nancy. And then, just how you and Nancy are. That's, I know y'all been friends for a very long time, but just being around those young ladies those 10 days,
Right.
when I left there, I was a totally different person because of the wisdom and the knowledge, and especially from Nancy. She is like the queen,
Right.
the queen director of Mary Kay, and all the wisdom and the nuggets that she gave me, and I appreciate that, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have met them. You understand what I'm saying? And I know how you guys cut up and have fun. And I just wanted to tell you, I appreciate that, just introducing me to that lifestyle.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's meaningful. And those people that really help me, I look up to them. So I wanted to thank you about that.
Listen, you're welcome. It's the circle. I've always believed that we empower our circle. You have to. You can't keep this information to yourself. You have to. And I've been blessed to have people around me that share. And you still have to do the work.
Right.
But you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to share information and stuff.
Look at that.
Oh, so what's this?
Pastor.
What y'all? Okay, this now. And you know what though? That's all right. I appreciate y'all doing that, man. That's my friend, right?
Hey, Pastor.
Y'all got Nancy Petaway.
Surprise, Pastor Johnson. Nancy Petaway is here, the director of Mary Kay. And you're one of your best friends. I wanted to surprise you. Look at there.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Actually, I am his best friend.
And Nancy, tell us a little bit about you, sweetheart. Where you from?
I'm originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana, born and raised, but I got to Texas as fast as I can. That's where I say I'm from now. Killeen, Texas, Fort Hood, the home of the good place. That's what's happening up in here. That's actually where I met. That's where I met Pastor Johnson.
And that's
Pastor Johnson then.
Yeah, so that's what I want to know. How did you meet him? And tell me a little bit your best moment with Pastor Jackson. Pastor Johnson.
You want me to tell him? You want me to tell him?
She cracking up.
I want you to tell. No, because see, I'm trying to be careful about what I say about you. But I know you'll spill all of these with me. Don't just play.
All right. So look, this how I met Nancy. Listen, I have always looked like I had a lot of money. Always. I was a 19-year-old soldier in Fort Hood. I lived in a trailer out by the airport in a place called Harker Heights. So one night I got a buddy named Joe. Now Joe stuttered. So Joe said, man, Jay, man, hey Jay, man, I'm bring a couple girls to your house, man. Because since I lived off base, everybody always wanted to come. Everything was coordinated at my crib. I ain't had no like bachelor crib. And so one night he came with Nancy and Felicia. And he said, yo, man, these my girl, man. And I was like, huh? And Nancy, look, man, just a chocolate fine sister walked up in my house, her and Felicia. And then I said, hey, and I tried to holler at Nancy first, but she said, nah, bro, I got a man named James. So I started talking to, I figured if she was talking to my friend Joe, he stuttered. I had good English. I had a shot. So I started talking to Felicia. And that was it. And then me and Felicia were together like probably two years. And Felicia, well, Claudia is my daughter's mother. My mama. Before pastoring.
Okay.
So that's how I met Nancy, and we just became good friends. We were just friends from that day on. Matter of fact, I posted not too long ago a picture of her doing my daughter's hair. My daughter probably was like 18 months old.
So how long has it been?
Oh, it's been since about like 80, probably 85, 85, 86.
Wow.
And here's the funny thing. When I got out of the military, because we were good friends, you know, and I got out of the military, I stayed with them for about maybe a month and a half, because I was going to go to DeVry, and they were living in Fort Worth at the time, her and her husband, at the time, her husband, James, and I stayed with them for about 6 weeks. So we've been, you know, all of those years, and she's come to stay with me, and she's been with me through each marriage. Matter of fact, Nancy was with me when I got divorced from the first wife, and then I was calling her when I got divorced from the second wife, and then I found out that I actually got divorced 20 years to the day. Nancy went with me in October of 1988 when I got divorced, and then she was there in October of 2008 when I got divorced. So what's that telling you?
That tells you a lot. That's a true friend. And she has your back too, Pastor. That's what I love about her. You understand? She has your back. So Nancy, if it's one word that you could describe Pastor Johnson, what would it be? Well, let me give you 2 words. 2 words to describe Pastor Johnson. You on mute. You on mute. There we go. There we go.
Okay. All right. If I had to describe Pastor Johnson, my 2 words would be honest.
What was the second? What was the second one?
Faithful.
Faithful. Yes. Yes. And sometimes and sometimes with the honesty, I know I'm just speaking for myself. A lot of times I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Or it hurt my feelings. He would tear my feelings up. And then I wouldn't say nothing. I'd be quiet. He's like, Coco, I know I hurt your feelings, but you too soft.
What's that song? Sometimes when we touch, the honesty is too much.
Well, I'm telling you that.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nancy.
No, I was just gonna say that he's always honest, and he don't take sides. It's not about who's right. It's always about what's right, and I've always appreciated that. And you gotta be honest and have that type of reputation when you can come to your friend who is a female's house and stay with her and her husband. Not only my first husband, but I have been remarried now for 31 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also come here. In fact, he just left here, but he's also been here several times. And my husband and I would fly him into town, and he'd stay overnight with us, and then he would drive me back to Atlanta. And then I'll stay a couple of nights with him, and then I'll go on and go to my other places in Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina. Then I come back to Atlanta, and then he drives me back to Killeen.
That's right.
So, and my new husband, my real husband, that was a fake husband he knew before. But my real husband, Charles Petaway, of over 31 years, we also go on anniversaries together.
That's right.
And then we're there for a whole week. And that's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures, and that's what I'm talking about. True friendship. You understand? You can be around this and you don't have to worry about anything. You guys talk about everything. You, Jeanette, Robin, like I was telling him earlier, I learned so much from you guys that week. That was like, well, I said a week. He says 10 days because he wasn't there. But that was like the best time ever for me to be around some strong, phenomenal, inspirational women. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, Nancy, for being a friend to Pastor Johnson. Again, you're beautiful. If you guys are looking, if you can see her hair color, you need to go ahead and put it in the chat that's hot. The hair color is off the chain. Okay. She is the director of Mary Kay. So she is off the chain. All right. And we're going to have you on the show, Nancy, to come on and kind of talk about some things. But I wanted to bring you today, just for Pastor Johnson, because I know that you're very dear to him. And you guys, between you and him, telling me, I'm like one on one side, one on the other. I'm like in a box. I was like, I cannot escape. But the great thing I love about it is everything that you're saying is true. and it's to help me. You understand? I know that you have my back and you want to see me succeed. So thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Pastor Johnson. So
Yeah,
thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Nancy, for popping on
Amen.
for a few minutes to surprise Pastor Johnson. He had no idea. You know, it's always hard to try to surprise him.
I sure didn't.
So,
I know. I didn't even put a message or comment when I saw on Facebook that he was going to be on. I didn't even comment on it. But can I say to you, Coco, you are amazing and you're very talented. And I am so super excited about you, about your show, and about you just opening up yourself and putting it all out here like you're doing right now. So to me, this is huge for you. So continue success with you.
thank you so much. Oh, you know what? See, y'all know I'm a crybaby. Wait
How
a
about a
minute.
Shabbat praise on that?
So listen, let me tell you something really quick before you go, Nancy. When I first met Rodney, I would say, "Come on, everybody, let's give a Shabbat praise." You know, that was my thing. And so he came to me one day. He said, "What's a Shabbat?" I think that was before he started passing. He said, "What is a Shabbat?"
Shabbat means
But
hallelujah.
the highest praise. And so now, but it's just so amazing the growth. He taught me how to place my tracks as far as the music, saying, just let it continue to play. It's just so much. I'm so thankful for him. He don't even realize it that I'm so thankful for him. But Nancy, thank you, sweetheart. I love you. We're gonna have you back on the show so you can share your fantastic knowledge of skincare, beauty, hair, all of that. The ladies need to see and talk to you. So we're definitely going to have you back on the show very soon to just give your expertise about beauty and health and care. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. We love you, sweetie. Pastor Johnson,
Yeah,
surprise.
that was a surprise. But that's my H Boone Coon. Like she said, hey, I love to drive, and she would want to come to Atlanta and South Carolina for her team, but she would want to
Mhm.
bring her car because that's a selling feature when you doing
Right.
meetings. Because people always ask, "You got the Cadillac? You got the Cadillac?" And so she would fly me into Austin. I would go see my kids because my son and my daughter lived there, and then I would drive her back to
Right.
Atlanta, and then she would go do her thing. Then when she was finished, I would drive her back, and then I would fly
Right.
home. I mean, and then this is just what friends do. And I don't mind driving. And it was a free trip to see my kids. And anytime I could go see my kids, I'm going. Ain't no problem. I got a friend now that I talked to last night, and she talking about moving from Arizona back to Atlanta. And I said, look, all you got to do is get my ticket. I can get to Arizona. You get my ticket, I'll drive you back. So
He said he'll drive you back.
it don't bother me. So
Yes, that's awesome. And we don't have much time, but I want to jump in something really quickly about um we're going to talk about relationships and then we're going to talk about what you're doing now. We know that you are the pastor of ASAL Community Church, but before we go there, talking about relationships again, I always say that you're my mentor because you give me good knowledge about being in a relationship, what to expect from a young man, how he's supposed to treat you, and just you've been in a marriage, you've been divorced. Can you talk to and just give an encouraging word to young ladies like myself, um, when we're searching for the right person?
yeah, I mean, it's very difficult because you got to realize that a lot of our children in the African American community were not raised in two-parent households, so they don't know. You don't really see, and just because you're grown or at a certain age doesn't mean that you have matured to that age. I did a speaking engagement once for some young men who were at risk, trying to keep them from going into a life of crime. And I gave the young man a book in Chinese. And I said, hey, do me a favor and read page one. So he opens up the book and he realizes it's in Chinese and he says, I can't read this. I said, nah, man, you 16, you know everything, man. Just go ahead and read page one. Stop playing, man. We're waiting. He says, but I don't know Chinese. Nobody has taught me Chinese. I said, but those are words on the book. Even though it's Chinese, I need you to just read it. And he said, I can't. And I said,
Mm,
and that's the thing about life. sometimes we just can't, even though we look the part. We've never opened that book. Nobody has taught us. Young girls didn't grow up with a father. They don't know what to expect. They don't know how they should be treated because nobody ever treated him because he wasn't there. Or the mother, for whatever relationship she went through and however she was treated, she came to her daughter and said, don't you take this, I want you to be this, and you're that. And the women went out and became self-sufficient, independent, they are degreed, they are professionals, and then the dude comes along and he can move into your house or your apartment because he was raised by his mother. And it's normal for him. He don't know that there's a difference. Even though he's a grown man and he looks the part, he doesn't know the responsibilities that come with the position. He doesn't know, and nobody has taught him. And so where I used to look down on those guys, I had to stop and go, wait a minute, he doesn't know. Just like this young man didn't know Chinese. He didn't know her value. She didn't know her value. So therefore, we got two people who are incomplete, trying to complete each other, and it's chaos. It's just chaos. You know, and she's trying to find her way, and so what happens is when you're not raised by the father who has his handprint or imprint or his leadership in the home, as soon as you go to college, hey baby, here I come.
Right.
You be like, girl, did you see that dude, that tall one? What'd he do? Girl, he blew on me. I think he liked me. Ain't no man ever blew on me before. He just walked behind me and said, how you doing? I said, ooh. With no substance.
Right.
You know, but you know, when you don't have a father, you know what women look for, they look for cute. And and if you got a father, he gonna tell you, girl, you better get ugly. Ugly or go to work. Cute or be in the mirror when you leave to go to work.
Wait a minute. You have to say that again. You say cute is what?
Cute will be in the mirror when you go to work. Go look at the movie Baby Boy. That's what Baby Boy was about. Jody, Tyrese, brother built dark chocolate. He was cute. But what happened when his mama started dating that man, Vin Rames? Vin Rames walked into their kitchen butt naked. He talked about, Mama, you got to get rid of him. That next thing you know, Vin Rames had that joke in the headlock. He said, now listen here.
Yep.
Mama.
That's right. That's right.
What I'm saying is that movie has a lot of truth to it in what we deal with, because what did he do? He would take the girlfriend to work, drop her off, keep her car, then she get home and she embarrassed because she ain't got no ride because he late. Listen, this is something I saw. I'm talking about, this is what happens. I was at the gas station and this couple pulled up because, you know, all the women drive and the dude lay in the other seat way in the back. So whoever is riding, that's who it's about. So it ain't about you, sister, because you holding on to the wheel. It's about him. So he laying way in the back. So they pull in to get some gas. So she gets out of the car. So I said to myself, come on, homeboy, don't let me down. At least get out of the car and pay for the gas. Right. No, he didn't even get out of the car, pay for the gas. He got out of the car. She walking into the store. He said, hey, Cynthia, bring me back some Doritos and a soda. He get back in the car. She come out of the store with the Doritos and the soda, gives it to him. Then she go around and pump the gas. Now, you know I was mad to the 13th power. But if it wasn't for the fact that Joker looked like he was a gangbanger, I'd have said something. I ain't trying to die over a comment. I'm not trying to die over a comment. But if she had asked
my goodness.
Yeah. So she driving, she paying for the gas, she bringing his food first, and then she pumps the gas. And ain't nobody said nothing. It's normal for him, it's normal for her.
It's normal for her, right. She have no idea, like
none. Zero.
Oh my goodness. It's terrible. And you know, especially these days with the millennium coming up, you know, you see the relationships, you see how the guys are treating the young ladies, because really it's about, when I was growing up, my grandmother, you know, always said, or my grandfather, the man's supposed to open the door for you.
Right.
You know, sometimes I'm seeing girls open the door for the guy. Yeah. And I'm like, are you serious? Or one day I was pumping my gas. This guy gonna say, yo, so you gonna pay for my gas? You know the look on my face, right?
I've seen it before. Hey, look, hey, it's tough out there. I'm telling you, it's tough out there because we have no idea of who we should be with or what we're looking for. And then what happens is you end up with the bad dude. And then when the good dude come along, he got to go through all the baggage from the bad dude. And he looking at you like, well, what did I do? And you, no, I ain't cooking. I cook for the last one. You cook for the wrong one.
Right.
I always say, they said women are gold diggers. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You better be with somebody that can elevate you out of your situation. What are you talking about? Why would you want to be with me? But what I'm saying is you ain't got to make it like all about the money. I'm saying if you're in a 2-bedroom apartment, I should be able to come into your life and elevate us to get to at least a 3-bedroom house.
Right.
But if you already in a 5-bedroom house and you let this joker come in, I am telling you, you have just taken on dead weight.
That's right.
Because any man worth his weight is going to come in and say, okay, well, listen, this is cool. I like this, but this is what we're going to do together. And he gonna come up with a plan. If that joker come in there talking about, well, I'm going to be here for a couple of years until I get my credit straight, you won't be there. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you, don't let them jokers fool you with to get my credit straight. It ain't about getting your credit straight. Your credit ought to be straight when you approach me. And if your credit ain't straight, call me when it gets straight.
That's
Don't
right.
Get that joker a pass because nobody takes responsibility seriously when you take the responsibility.
Wow. And you know what? And the thing I love about you, Pastor Johnson, that what you're saying, and I can see in the background that you're there at the church, that is what you would stand there in the pulpit and say that to help the young ladies and help the young men. That's what I love about you. That's what ASAW is all about. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, and that's why Roger Pennick said to me one night after the service, you know this church ain't gonna grow no time soon. And see, that's the kind of friends I had. I have friends that just tell you the truth. He looked at me and said, "Hey, bro, you can't preach that till they come in. You can't preach that before they get here. Who gonna come in here when a dude know he living at a woman's house and you just sit up there and said all that? That joke ain't coming back." And I know it. Listen, I know it, but that's not. I don't speak to sound a certain way or make a person feel a certain way. A hedge gets cut. When you cut, it reduces, but it comes back stronger. You always got to remember, cutting comes back stronger if it's true. And I ain't making it up. I'm just trying to tell you. Somebody asked me one time, a long time ago, could you be married to Oprah? I said, absolutely, I could be married to Oprah. I don't care about how successful Oprah is. As long as when Oprah come home and put that key in the door, she Oprah Johnson, I can be married to her. But if Oprah lets the Winfrey side supersede the Johnson side, I don't care how much money she got. I'm out of that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm out of there. As long as when she come home, she understands she's my wife. I am the head. We good. But the first time Oprah tell me, well, I'm gonna do it anyway because I make the most money, I'm checking out. Period. That's just me. I'm just, hey, Oprah, you're not gonna diminish me because of your ability to spend or buy. No, you can't do that. Not with a real dude. I'm telling you, a real dude. Now the dude who, whatever, he didn't have that class. He'd be like, well, baby, we can work this out.
You gonna stay.
You can't chump me. No.
Wow.
I've been married 3 times. My current wife would tell you, I know, I love her. I would do whatever I can to make her road easy as possible. But I'm not gonna let nobody dictate the pace. And when you do, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stand to the side and wait for you to look at me. And I'm not gonna give you that I told you so look, but I'm gonna give you that I told you so look. I'm trying. Relax, I got this. I got this. Because the problem in most relationships, especially in African-American relationships, the woman is competing with the dude.
Right.
And I'm trying to look at you and go, wait a minute, who?
You shouldn't have to. That's not.
With me, I got this. But the problem is, your mama boyfriend and your daddy failed you. So now I'm the trifecta. I'm going to fail too because them other two dudes. So I don't even get a fair shake.
Wow.
So I'm saying, hey, look, relax. Listen, now I know one thing about a woman, if I don't know nothing else. She is with you. She can give you grief. But the moment that water get turned off, you don't come. She can't take that shower. It's over. If the water get cut off, you might as well hang up your manhood idea. That's why I tell my wife all the time. As long as the water coming through that faucet, that light coming on, and you can sit at that table, relax. But the moment, because fellas, we only get one fumble. We don't get two. We get one fumble. Let the fumble that ball, and let there not be no water in there for that woman to take her shower.
It's over. It's over. So, wow, that's the kind of knowledge and wisdom that I love about you, Pastor Johnson. And it's such an honor for me, as I said earlier in the show, that when you told me that you will always have me working, I'm so honored to be one of your praise and worship leaders every first Saturday of the month. Thank you again for that opportunity. You are the pastor of ASAW Community Church in Villa Rica, Georgia. Tell us what ASAW means.
A song in a word. Here's the thing. Here's the short synopsis of it. I truly believe that when the Lord spoke to my spirit, when he spoke to my heart, I had been at several churches, and I asked him, at the last church that I was a member of, I asked him, I said, why am I here? I'm not getting anything out of this. Why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I felt he spoke to my heart and said, because I need you to plant the foundation just like this. This is what people need. And we're going to be outside of the box. We are traditional. You can kill every Baptist in America on Sunday and Wednesday. Sunday between 10 and 1, and Wednesday between 6 and 8. You can kill every Baptist in America because they have Bible study on Wednesday. They have church on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we have church Saturday night. We have church Saturday night. We have church for an hour. Well, you can't have service for an hour. Yes, you can. Why? Because if that's what the Lord wants, that's what the Lord is going to do. He has made a provision for us to meet, to fellowship, to hear a word, to have praise and worship, and to go out. Because it's like my friend who was the NFL player. He said, listen, man, just because you spend 3 hours in the gym don't mean nothing. When you're in the NFL, you don't need to spend 3 hours. You spend 35, 40 minutes in the gym. You go in there, you hit it, you get out of there. So we need to come into church, get it, and get out. Because the church is out there. People come in here and get all comfortable and be saved here, but walk out the door, won't tell nobody they even got salvation. So let's move the church from here to out there. That's all. Just come in here for what we're supposed to come in here. To be refreshed, to be renewed, to be recharged, to be given the instruction to go out there. That's church. So spend an hour here, 2 hours out there. No, we want to spend 3 hours in here, walk out, woo, child, what did I feel? But then don't tell nobody how feel they were when they walk out. You know I'm telling the truth, because Baptist people don't go through the neighborhood and tell nobody about God. It is Mormons and Muslims. They will come to your neighborhood. They'll come and tell you about it. And Jehovah's Witnesses will stand on your corner. You know I'm telling the truth. That's why you don't like them. You know why you don't like them? Because they are equipped. When the Jehovah's Witness knock on your door, they are doctrinally sound in their doctrine. When a Baptist knock on your door, he want to know if you want to buy some cookies for the church. So come on down on the Saturday night at 6 o'clock. We got plenty of seats.
He's located in Villa Rica, Georgia. The address is running on the screen. You can find him on Facebook as well. I hope that you have enjoyed this broadcast, because I have definitely enjoyed you, Pastor Johnson. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. The time went by so fast. We only have a couple of more seconds.
I told you it was going to go fast.
You did. So everyone that's out there listening, I really hope that you enjoy Pastor Johnson today. You can find him at ASAW Community Church. It's located in Villa Rica, Georgia. Again, the address is there, 101 3rd West Parkway, Suite 3. Okay, Suite E. Villarica, Georgia. Again, if you want to find the information, again, I'm there every first Saturday of the month as his praise and worship leader. Thank you so much that we have a wonderful service, as he said, a song and a prayer. So thank you again, Pastor Johnson. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show today. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, please reach out to me if you want to be a part of the show at Coco McMillan Music at gmail.com. I love you guys. If you haven't told anyone that you love them today, this is the time to do it now. God bless you. I will see you on next Thursday. Have a wonderful evening.